Well, aren't you glad that I was angry? Well, let me tell you why. Okay, it's a compliment to you. If I'd have been apathetic, it would have meant you weren't important. Yeah. And my anger and my bitterness and my I didn't ever love her, that was all from attachment.
Yeah.
We used to be lovers. And we used to really I think we liked being around each other. Instead, I'm looking back at my past like, that was really cool. We were part of something special.
Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Last night was a full masterclass in love bombing, hoovering, and breadcrumbing. Everything narcissists use to reel their prey back in. Kody Brown fed Janelle the exact crumbs he knew she craved, saying all the right things, making her feel special, and she ate it up like she was starving for any emotional attention. This is why Maddie said he's only coming back because you're moving on and he wants to create chaos again. And honestly, she's right, because if Kody hadn't made Robin the obvious favorite, Janelle probably would have stayed. She even said she had a good relationship with him, despite her kids wanting nothing to do with him and her daughter calling their dynamic abusive. And still, Janelle fell for it. Just watch how she reacts when Kody admits he lied about not loving her.
The meanest thing that I did was I said I didn't love you. That wasn't true. That was a lie from the perspective of pain.
I knew it. I knew that you loved me. I did. I know that we had a great relationship. And I didn't understand. I was like, okay, whatever. But I knew it. I knew.
Thanks for making that easy.
Yeah, I knew. It was fine. I knew.
Her eyes lit up, y'all. That smile, that emphatic, I knew that was the meanest thing you said, Kody. It wasn't even about that one statement. It was about the years of how he treated her. As if I never loved her was the worst thing he ever said. This is the same man who called Janelle a victim, berated her kids, terrorized their family, and weaponized their emotions. Yet she's focused on that single line. She keeps insisting they had a great relationship, but what part of it was great? Seeing him once every 4 days? The years he wasn't around? The time she left him 3 separate times? Living in a trailer on Coyote Pass while he refused to help her? The money he withheld, the money he took, the house in Las Vegas he pushed her to sell, the land he tried to control, the debts he never repaid, or the way he verbally abused her son, isolated him, villainized him, and contributed to a mental collapse so severe he spiraled into alcohol and ultimately lost his life? None of that is love. What we watched was a woman trapped in a cycle of abuse, mistaking crumbs of validation for affection, while Kody subtly plants seeds that pull her back in. She's calmer now, less angry, and that makes her even more vulnerable to the same pattern. But nothing would actually change. He would still choose Robin, and the same pain would follow. No wonder her kids stay guarded. Maddie even said her mom was always stuck in this cycle of going back to her abuser instead of putting the kids first. It's just sad, honestly.
Just because I've not had any kind of real emotional connection with him like this for a long time, I'm like, where is this going? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? At one point I thought, wow, you're really bringing it on heavy. I'm like, if you're going to ask for some sort of reconciliation, I kept thinking, it wouldn't have made any sense, but he was just being so intense and so trying to connect with me emotionally, and I just didn't know why. I just couldn't think of any reason.
I'm honestly confused about why she's acting confused, because every single time they've met on the show since the split, Kody has tried to get back together with her. Even that last meeting before selling Coyote Pass, he was sitting there eating eggs, talking about the property, and suddenly he's like, well, what about us? And she had to remind him, we're done. He's been trying this whole time. Even this season, Robin was asking if there was any chance of reconciliation because they both know Janelle is the easiest for him to manipulate. Maybe she offers him something intellectually that Robin doesn't. Maybe she communicates with him differently, who knows? But I don't believe for a second he wants her back out of love, and I don't think she'll actually take him back. Still, he's planting the seed and she's eating it up. especially since she admitted it's been so long since he's been nice to her. Then he tells her he felt safest saying all this to her because she's the easiest one to talk to, which really means she's the easiest to control. She's kind, she doesn't push back, she has low self-esteem from years of taking breadcrumbs, and anything halfway positive feels huge to her. Plus, she's the only one who hadn't dated or emotionally detached yet, so of course he went to Janelle first. And if he could somehow pull her back in, Robin would be thrilled because it fits right into her warped version of plural marriage.
A lot safer for you. I feel like I put you in harm's way, and then it didn't step up to protect you.
Wow. Thank you.
And for that, and the fact that I didn't protect, like...
We didn't know. We didn't have no idea. There was no book or anyone advising us.
There wasn't, but my mistake in just not being brave enough, man enough, strong enough, because I know you didn't feel safe.
Here's where he suddenly pivots and blames Meri. I put you in harm's way. I wasn't man enough to protect you. I threw you to the wolves. I put you with the monster, Meri Brown. What? No! He chose to bring in Meri's ex-sister-in-law behind her back, expected them to magically get along, and then left them alone for weeks while he ran around doing whatever he wanted. Now he's rewriting history to dodge responsibility and make it seem like everything that happened was Meri's fault. Sure, maybe there was conflict, maybe even toxic conflict, but none of it would have existed if Kody hadn't created the situation in the first place. They were fighting about him, about the weird dynamic he forced them into, about being thrown into a family structure no one asked for. And for her to claim there was no book and no guidance is ridiculous. They had a church, leadership, mentors, and clear, if dysfunctional, rules laid out for them. It still didn't work because the whole structure is impossible, but pretending there was no blueprint is just dishonest. Kody blaming Meri lets him escape all accountability, and it's definitely not an apology.
Realized that you weren't feeling safe. Thought about that scene in my mind, scenario where you were there, and I've just felt ashamed because you deserved to feel safe in that relationship, and I failed that.
I think I had to sort of emotionally close down to survive in those early years, and I think we just never got that back. So
if I would have made you safe in that space, if you would have felt like I had your...
Remember last week when I said Janelle copes with trauma by shutting down emotionally and just powering through? That's exactly what we're seeing again. She disconnects from her feelings, avoids thinking about the pain, and never processes what actually happened, which makes it incredibly easy for Kody to rope her back in. When you don't reflect, you can convince yourself everything was fine, even idealistic. And Janelle has done that for years. So when Kody starts talking about how he should have had her back or should have been a safe space, it's meaningless because he never had the capacity to do any of that. Kody only cares about himself. And even the so-called apology is about repairing his ego, looking good on TV, and getting her to stop speaking negatively about him. And the moment he gets triggered again, he'll go right back to throwing her under the bus, which he's already doing by accusing her of orchestrating issues with Meri because she handled the finances. He's just placating her with whatever she wants to hear, and it's painful to watch her absorb it without questioning any of it, because shutting off her emotions is how she's survived. It honestly makes me sad, because this will only leave her confused and probably even considering getting back together with him.
You get the high honor of being the person I felt the safest with to start offering that olive branch.
Oh, we had a great
Thank you.
I'm grateful for what we had.
Yeah.
I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being cool about this.
I'm glad you came.
Easy.
It was a great relationship. I still care about him, and I think he still cares about me, but he's not in my life, and I'm not going to be in his life, and there's nothing there.